he rotated from down below. Let's see what Bartley's got cooked up here. Hamley starts the trigger. 5 against 4. Tavares is parked directly behind the goal. He's making the defender, Martin, look over his shoulder. Now in close, Hamley cannot beat the pizza man. Big save. Kilgore can't get the sloppy pass. That was Cordingley, and Geary comes up to put it back in play. It's still a backcourt violation. Geary did not recognize it before it got to midfield. Backcourt violation. Volker to Gary Gate. Gate's so tough and strong. Talked about him using a personal trainer this year. He is fit. McAvoy and Geary takes it off his feet. 1:22 left in the power play. And that's the end of the first quarter. They'll start the second quarter with 1 minute and 20 seconds left on the penalty. But Philadelphia controls the first quarter. An unbelievable 3-goal lead for the visiting Philadelphia Wings.
Okay, you got a big stop here. Let's get a big stop. Okay, you got a plan.
Les Bartley giving his team some instructions. That's Bill Geary. Pressure is on him. He's looked pretty good in the early moments of his substitution for Cowie. Buffalo fans looking for a turnaround. I talked about a little apprehension. If I didn't, let me tell you about it. Apprehension of both teams. Both Philadelphia because they lost Paul Gate. Buffalo because they had that absolutely horrendous game second half against Philadelphia in the championship. They don't want to even think about it, but there is some apprehension. 6 new players on the team.
Hold it for 1. Hold it for 1. Then start the clock.
Making up 1 second there. They'll have 2 men up for 22 seconds. Here comes Hamley up top. Kilgore will shoot. Piazza with a big save.
It's off the keeper. Hit the net. Orange ball out here.
Orange ball up front. They'll still have 2-man advantage for 15 seconds. There's Kilgore. Over to Hamley. Hamley will shoot. He finds Rose. Last 3 goals for Buffalo, all power plays. Kilgore comes in, gives it to Hamley. Look, it's 5 against 3 players. Wide open. Look how they spread out those 3 players playing defense. You're going to get a good shot up top. That's where you want it. And Piazza can't make that save. He has looked very strong. Unexpected start for him. Hamley, with that knee injury, off-season surgery to his knee, has looked pretty strong. Back to within 2, 6-4. We've got a full 13:30 left in the second quarter. Dalton gets hammered by Miller.
Holding. Orange ball.
Now the clearing up to Jamie Batley. This is one of the new faces on this team for Buffalo. Batley was an All-American at UNBC. A good young player, number 15. But now back to the veteran, Darius Kilgore. He's in excellent shape this year. The Hammer Hamley, they're still up for 1 minute. Here comes Kilgore! He's got it! And this Buffalo crowd is really back into the game. And so are the Bandits. They're back to within 1 goal.
Please direct your attention to the coin toss.
Gentlemen, this is heads, this is tails. Captain.
For the game, you don't want to give either high-powered offense that power play. That's an obvious coach's move. They've let Buffalo get back in the game by putting their people in the penalty box. Batley now tries to get it inside, cannot do it. This is Gary Martin, the defensive specialist. Gary Martin holds all the offensive records at Penn State, yet he's a defensive specialist in this league. Here he is, number 33. He's a veteran on the Philly team. Watch out, Nodi up top, Nostrand. He's got it, light it up. And Philadelphia continues to burn Buffalo from right up top. They make it look easy. Paul Gate did it last year, but the whole team's doing it. Bill Geary wondering if this defense for Buffalo can find the secret. Again, they bring the ball up top. Nostrand will take it from the far side. Nostrand will come across with a great left hand. Look at a little bit of a screen up front and then just rockets it to the corner. And most of their shots in this game have come from dead in front of the goal, well in front. Normally easy saves, but Buffalo cannot find the ball. Back to a 2-goal lead, 7-5. Gary Gait powering in. Takes more than one player. Back door. Geary's there to make the stop. You can't play Gary Gait with one guy. Erichek tries to find him off the boards. Watch the crunching defense. Gait through 2, maybe 3 players. Now a loose ball picked up. Up to Laub. This is the kind of fast break they want to get initiated here in Buffalo. Laub takes the shot, but Piazza with a sweeping save in the crease. Crease violation. No offensive player can go in that 9-foot circle that goes around the goalie. Now Philadelphia comes back with 11 minutes left. 2-goal lead for the silver and black. Marichek. Jukes one player. He's in close and takes a shot that's slipped aside by Gary. Big save. Outlet pass goes to the box. Cannot find the man. Finally picked up Tavares. Tavares against Jimmy Rogers. In close. Backdoor. Broke. Accordingly. This is a part of the offense that has been missing for Buffalo, the fast break. Here comes a rope shot. Tavares comes all the way right to our monitor. It's Cordingley who picks it up against the defense of Gabrielson, and he beats Piazza on the back door. Almost impossible, as we look at Troy Cordingley, to make that save when you go one side to the other. Tavares gets the last assist to Cordingley. Cordingley's first goal. Didn't score at all in the championship. Here we come. McAvoy one-on-one. Gary looking to make a stop. He does! Finneran. Rocket wide. And Cordingley has a fast break. Looks to the side. He's got Tavares to his right. It'll be Cordingley right to the net. Cordingley comes in. Off the pipe. Stewie Aird. Aird looks for the trailing player. It's Veltman. Veltman looks to the back door. He can't get it against the defense of Miller. Veltman gets swatted. He goes, and he's got hope. We're all tied at 7. Buffalo looks a little bit looser. They finally have tied Philadelphia in their own arena. It's a new life emotionally. We'll be back for the next 9 minutes of the second quarter. News next up, Buffalo at Boston, Sunday, 8:30 Eastern time. I'll tell you what, that'll be a matchup. Buffalo, if they get out of this one alive, goes against Boston. They want to get a quick start to this season. Hopes of getting back the North American Cup. Philadelphia took it from them last year, and right now they are making it very difficult. Their all-pro goalie hurt himself in practice for this game. 20 minutes before the start, Andy Piazza got denied to start this game. He has looked sensational. And just moments ago, Philadelphia was tied by Buffalo for the first time in this game. So Buffalo finally getting loose. Right now, though, Philadelphia controls the offense. O'Grady, the 27 uniform, off to Nalstrin. Nalstrin comes in. Gary with the big save. He controls now. Martin tries to knock it away. Gary has looked much more comfortable, but the whole team seemed to have some weight lifted off their shoulders. The last few goals, after the power play goals, they got 2 goals, one by Cordingley, one by Veltman, with typical Buffalo offense. They tried a hidden ball play, didn't work. Batley gives it off to the side to Veltman. But they had great ball movement on those last 2 shots and moved the ball well to beat Piazza. Here comes Veltman! Goes for the slam dunk, goes over the net. Up top, Stewie Aird, the veteran, looks in close to the pipe, and Kilgore was rocked. No, that was Cordingley, number 40. He's looking for a call from the ref. Shot clock violation. Ball goes to Piazza. Piazza has looked very heady in the goal. Christy Lee on the sideline. What's going on?
Well, Leaf, I'll tell you what, Les Bartley's got his team fired up. They have the momentum. He says they've got to keep that momentum. I told you they said it was going to be their second quarter. That seems to be it. But the Philadelphia Wings, they have a plan. They think they can run this team down. They've done very well in the second half of the games that the Buffalo Bandits and the Philadelphia Wings have played. So in the second half, it could be a different story. But for right now, these Bandits are feeling pretty good. Some of that pressure's been lifted off their shoulders, and they want to continue this momentum.
Well, Christy, you talk about first quarter performances. It's all tied at 7, but Philadelphia has really controlled so far. I see a more relaxed Buffalo team now that it's tied. But the last 4 times Philadelphia has played Buffalo, the team that won the first quarter won the game. Air takes a shot. He's got rope. Goals for Buffalo. Aired. Veltman before him, Cordingley before him. This team has scored 5 goals with 5 different players, actually 6. And that one was sweet. It's the first lead by Buffalo in this game. 8-7. And the last 6 goals scored by 6 different players. The first 3 scored by Tavares. This team from Buffalo was not in any kind of a groove. This is a team with 6 new players. Now they are looking a little bit more fluid, playing a little bit more the style of Les Bartley wants to see. Johnston, one of the new kids right here, Grant Johnston, number 10. Gives it off to Lau, a veteran who didn't get a lot of playing time with the old regime. Henry, this is the 3rd line. A lot of new faces on for Buffalo, but they control the faceoff. Mauling on the backside of the ball. Shot from out front, but an easy save by Piazza. Ball against the boards. Finneran trying to get it away from Johnston. Now here's Henry with a shot and another big save by Piazza. Shot clock resets. 6:40 left in the second quarter. 8-7. Buffalo with the first lead of the game for them. They have climbed back into this one, and the fans have climbed back every step of the way. Still, a little bit of apprehension, a little bit of quiet in this all 16,325. That's the sellout number. They've done it 8 times here in Buffalo. Garris Kilgore inside, and another big save by Piazza. Brushing it aside from a shot that came right in his face. Kevin Finneran. Finneran against Ciccone, tries to get it across to McAvoy. Bates picks it up. Bates looking for help. He's double teamed. This is the kind of mauling defense. Holding the call. Go back to Philadelphia, but you're seeing a little bit more aggression. And that's Ciccone and Bates right there.
Hey, take it easy, big guy.
Watch the aggression on the defense. You didn't see that much in the first quarter. This team was a little apprehensive. Now they're getting loose. That's the kind of defense Les Bartley will take. He'll take the push call rather than the easy shot any day. You can bet the shots from out front. Bartley wants him to clamp down, get something on the player. Flynn, he loves that position on the field. If you took away that spot on the court, Flynn wouldn't have half his shots. He's a great player. And he loves to shoot the right-handed shot from there. That was Tavares getting sandwiched by 2 defensive players. Veltman comes down and gets ricocheted back.
Right here. Here's the ball.
Look at this. Flynn's in the sideline. Now watch as Veltman comes in. Veltman gets knocked right back to the boards. That was a replay. Meanwhile, we've got a penalty call. 5:50 left, second quarter. 8-7 lead by Buffalo.
He held him. Going to the goal. He tried to pull him down.
2-minute penalty on Volker for Philadelphia. Five to 1, Buffalo has won the second quarter. They got a chance to make it 6-1, but no. Big defensive play accordingly with a man advantage. Went right into the teeth of the defense and paid dearly for it. Now Philadelphia comes up. McAvoy, they're down by 1 player. McAvoy will look to just eat up at least some time. Maybe get a shot. Nobody in the goal. Geary came out to double. Rogers. He'll try to sneak in a shot up top. Martin tries to get one. Here comes Tavares.
Delay penalty, and officials timeout.
All right, we've got a delayed penalty. We'll sort it out for you when we come back. It looks like a penalty against the Bandits. It'll be all even with the Bandits a 1-goal lead in the second quarter. ESPN2 coverage of Major Indoor League Lacrosse. 8-7, Buffalo enjoying their first lead. They have controlled the second quarter. It was all Philadelphia in the first quarter, but a 5-1 offensive push here in the second has given Buffalo the 8-7 lead. Right now, you're playing 4 players against 4 players. Each team has a man in the penalty box. The referees are really calling it tight. They're calling a delay of game against Philadelphia. Finneran goes in. They are not letting the players delay game. You've seen it called 4 times already today. Philadelphia calls their second and last time out. All right, you can hear.
Oh, not that far. He's going to roll it right to the man.
Marino explaining.
We'll take care of it.
Marino explaining to Gabriel, not getting any warnings. You've got to give the ball back to us. You don't want delays in play. That's Gary Gage. 20 pressure. Henry goes into the box. He joins number 6, Ryan Volker, for 2 minutes. Meanwhile, Darius Kilgore has 1:45 left. I'll change that. Volker's got 1:12. They just moved it on the scoreboard line. Fresh trying to hold his team together with super glue. That's number 1 goalie. All-American, or All-Pro, I should say. Dallas Elliott injured in workouts for this game. He was warming up, made a save, did the splits, and tore a groin muscle in a lot of pain, left the field. Les Bartley, meanwhile, finally feeling a little bit of control on his side, because Philadelphia absolutely owned the first quarter. They won 6-3. But right now, a 5-1 spurt of offense by Buffalo has them leading by 1 in this game with 5 minutes left in the second quarter. So we've got right now a 4-on-3 advantage for Buffalo. They've had a heck of a lot of power play goals, 4 so far. This is Hamley, and another big save by the Pizza Man. Piazza, All-American from North Carolina. Goalie of the year, player of the year. Hamley back to Kilgore, nice play. Ball's loose, goes to Philadelphia. We've got 1:35 left on Kilgore, 1:02 on Volker. So Volker will come in first and make both teams even. Gary Gage can beat these guys, even though they have a man advantage. They know that. They have to. Here, Tampa call to relax the playing field. He gave it up pretty easily there. Gary Gage has the power to go through players. He elected to give it up. Ball comes down. Rich Kilgore looking for help. They have time to set it up. They've got 30 seconds left with 4-on-3. Hamley's open. Kilgore's got a shot. He takes it, but a save by the Pizza Man. Andy Piazza brushes another one aside. He has looked very strong in the nets for Philly. Ball coming down to Gary Gage. It'll be Gary against Veltman. Gage takes a shot against Geary. Geary pushes it up to Veltman. Gage comes off. The player comes in for him. Goes to Veltman. Veltman down low. Big fake and broke for Tavares. Tavares notches his 4th goal of the game, and the mistake started on the other end when Gary gave it up so quickly. Tavares comes in, 1 big fake, far corner. Another look at it. Transition at its best. Fakes the pass, gets Piazza moving to the middle a little bit because Cordingley was waiting for it, but Tavares faked it to Cordingley, took the shot on his own. Look at that. On a 20-goal pace, he is really having a game. 6 goals in this quarter. Only 1 for Philadelphia, 6 goals for Buffalo. They now lead 9-7. Most of them have been on the benefit of a power play. Volker is now back in. Kilgore will be next. Both teams now playing with 4 players. I'll tell you what, going back to that last play, I think the mistake was Gary Gage. Gary Gage had the ball. He immediately threw it to the far side, gave Buffalo a fast break. Gage should have eaten up some time and maybe taken it deep into the corner. He was unable to keep up with Veltman coming down the other end. He literally gave up the fast break, and it cost him. Air. He takes the second shot, light it up. 37 years old. He's a partner in a law firm and one of the best lacrosse players in Canada. 10-7, Buffalo on top. Skating in minor league hockey on the deuce. And back to the lacrosse action here. We've got 3 minutes left in the first half. 10-7. Buffalo has owned the second quarter. 7 goals against just 1 for Philadelphia. And they have scored a bunch in a row. 5 goals in a row. 7 of the last 8 goals scored totally. Gary Gait now for Philadelphia goes against the pick set by Govett. Govett's wide open. Gary can't give it to him. He's mauled by 2 defensive players. Here comes Fatley. Fatley, the All-American from UMBC, tries to feed it in close, and they can't pick it up in front of Piazza. Now we come back to Buffalo, who's really, no, Philadelphia really running the ball hard. Geary cuts the angle. Gait wraps it around the defense, and he finds the rope. Gary Gait finally breaks the dry spell. Those are the shots that have been giving Buffalo, both goalies, Cowley and Geary, trouble. Philadelphia wrapping around the defensive player. A little bit of a screen. Also, there was a penalty, but it was wiped out by the shot. Cross-check against Buffalo. A little bit of racehorse action, both ends. Philadelphia thinks they can win this racehorse kind of contest. Watch him wrap the shot around the defenseman. Geary does not get a good look at it. And that has been a very successful shooting technique for Philadelphia. Gary Gait finally gets a goal to break the spell. 9 minutes since the last goal for Philadelphia. Gary Gait opened the whole game here. The initial scoring of the season for us was Gary Gait. Hasn't scored since. That's his second goal of the night. Philadelphia again on the march. They're not out of this one. They launch themselves right into the crease. McAvoy does. Push call goes back to Philadelphia. They don't even know it. Half their players are down the other end of the field. 1 minute, 46 seconds left. A 2-goal lead for Buffalo. Finneran, look away into the middle. McAvoy can't get it past Geary. Big save by Geary, who looks for the outlet. Here comes Veltman. He pulls it in and gets mugged by Bates. Bates is holding him. Not a bad play by Bates. It's only possession. And Veltman is livid. He was basically tackled and then had to wait for them to reset. And accordingly, who pitched the bounce pass from Aird. Push call against McAvoy. Buffalo gets a fresh 30 seconds. This is that top unit for Buffalo. It's loaded with offense. Cordingley is one of them. Number 40. Cordingley in close. Watch him dunk it. Piazza with a big save. Fresh shot clock. Ball loose. Loose balls again the key for both teams. Finneran can't get it cleanly, but Bates does. Bates has Finneran in the middle. Watch out, 3-on-1. Only one player back. It's Kilgore. All the way across back door. Geary with a huge save. Now, Tavares cannot get it cleanly. Finneran can. Martin up front. What a save by Geary. Less than a minute left. All right, too many men call on Philly. They'll spend 2 minutes in the box.
Too many runners. You had 6 on the court. We want a timeout. We want a timeout on. All right. You can't have 6 runners.
Very simple. Tony Resch looks on, but it's real simple. Too many men on the field.
Buffalo timeout. Too many men on the court for Silver. That's 2 minutes, regardless if they have the ball or not. They think it's a turnover, but by rule, it's delayed game. Buffalo then calls timeout. Timeout for Buffalo. We got 1 timeout left for that, none for Silver. 2 minutes. We'll get somebody for the box.
All right, couldn't say it better myself. There we go. Tamburino lays it all out for you. We've got a timeout. Let's go to Les Barkley and his crew.
He was successful in that one play with John coming around from the crease to the 2-on-1 from the top. Okay, let's move the ball, then we go to that play. All right? What I want is, look, hang on, there's 49 seconds. There's 49 seconds here. So, what are we doing? John coming around from the crease 2-on-1 from the top, all right? From there, I want to take a timeout, though, if we get another possession, all right? Okay? So we want a shot, we want possession, and another timeout. We want to kill it if they get it? We want to kill what? They're going to try to kill 30 seconds. Right. You want that? No. You got to pressure the ball. What I'm saying? No, we don't want to get back, Jeff. Matter of fact, you and JT pressure the ball.
All right, that was, of course, Les Bartley. Tony Resch, 6-year veteran for Philadelphia, his second year as a coach, and the intensity for Buffalo. No easy games on the schedule. No parity, no season in the Major Indoor Lacrosse League has shown to have more parity than 1995 promises. They do have a power play because of the two men on the field. Hamlin triggers from the center. Beltman rotates. This is the 2-on-1 up top. Here comes Kilgore in close, and he can't find the net. Could not find the 6 or the 4 by 4.5-foot goal. Glenn comes down with a chance to eat up the rest of the first half. 26 seconds left, and shot clock is no factor if they can keep the ball. Here comes Gary. He'll want to go to the cooker. Gate against Dares. Kilgore, and he gets a shot off. Ball comes up. Watch accordingly. He's getting hammered, and he does. Volker nails him. Gary Gate still got a chance for a shot. 7 seconds left. Gate will get a shot. 2 players can't stop him. 3, and he tries to dunk it up front. Less than a second. That'll do it. This game started off first quarter 6-3. Philadelphia owned it all. But then Buffalo, the home team, came back, and they really started an offensive flow, started to get together in the second quarter. They now have a 10-8 lead. Let's go to Christy Lee on the sideline.
Thank you, Leaf. As Les Bartley said early in the second quarter, he said he wanted this one to be his quarter, and by golly, you Bandits have come back and done that. Stu Aird, kind of the veteran on the team. You've already got 2 goals in the game. How do you look at the first half so far?
Well, we came out a little slow to start. I think we had trying to find our legs with a few new guys, and then we started to settle down a bit, starting to play a little smarter. We're a little bit ragged early on.
Well, you Bandits are up to 10-8, and we wish you good luck in the second half, and thank you, Stu.
Thanks very much.
All right, Stu Aird has been our guest, and as you probably have already noticed, lacrosse is a tough physical game, so you've got to be prepared, and that means equipment. Our Old Spice rules and tools will help you explain.
Time for the rules and tools of the mill. Brought to you by Old Spice high-endurance deodorant and alcohol-free sensitive aftershave. All-Pro Kevin Finneran is going to show us the equipment of the mill, starting with the shoulder pads, chest protection, rib pads, arm pads, and gloves, all mandatory in the mill, and all very lightweight, good protection, but flexible, because in lacrosse, you need to move a lot to get the shots off. Now look at the gloves in particular. No metal plate like in hockey, 3 segments of the thumb to add to the great dexterity of this protection.
Sellout crowd, 16,300 plus. Leaf Elsmo, Christy Lee. Our deuce coverage of Major Indoor Lacrosse League action. It's Flynn against Batley to face off to start the second half. Buffalo enjoys a 2-goal lead. It's been scary for the home team. They were down 6-3 in the first quarter. They didn't get their lead until 8-7. This is a team with 6 new faces, and they may be just finding themselves. They start the second half with a power play, 5-1-4. This is what got them the lead. They've got a chance to widen it, and it is broke for Dares Kilgore. Another power play goal to start the second half. Now a 3-goal lead, exactly where they were in the championship game. And don't think for a minute that everybody on both teams is thinking about last year. Philadelphia came back. Look at the shot by Kilgore as he gets inside the 4-man defense against the 5 players for Buffalo. Kilgore makes one defensive player miss, gets in the cylinder, and beats Piazza to the far corner. Now teams are even strength, 5 against 5. Batley, number 15, against Chris Flynn. They got to pull it right out. New rule this year. No clamping and holding the ball. You got to move it. You got to pull it. You got to rake it. You got to push it. No slowing down in Major Indoor Lacrosse League action. Rosa starts things off. He gets the ball. He is an acquisition from Detroit. Number 13 carries it now. Rosa and Ciccone came from Detroit. Acquired. Oh, he tried to get into a cutting Buffalo player. Now Flynn picks up. Flynn against Rosa. He'll be off to the races. Flynn don't want to come across the right-handed shot. He looks for a trailing player. McAvoy comes down. Flynn goes back to his left hand, looks to feed, doesn't find it, dumps it to Miller. Flynn now goes off for fresh legs. Miller likes the left hand inside, trying to find Gary Gait. Good move. Double team doesn't stop Gary. Triple team doesn't stop him. Now the ball goes down. Hold call against Batley, the good-looking rookie, number 15, and Gary Gait will reload his offense. Gait was the last player to score for Philadelphia. Last goal of Pat.
Get up easy. Get up.
Delayed penalty against Buffalo, and here's another shot by Marichek. Batley, number 15.
Take it down. Take it down. 15. Ball check on 15. 15 on the yard. Cross check. 2 minutes.
So Buffalo started off with a power play. Bartley looks on a little bit concerned. They got the goal, but now rookie Batley comes in, spends 2 minutes in the box, and Philadelphia will be at a man advantage, a chance to make up for all those power play goals they gave up. Gary Gait triggers from the center up top, gives it off to the attack wing. Gait over to Nostrit. Down to Finneran. Finneran looks for the cutting player back up to Gait at the center. Nostrit's got the shot, and he beats Gary. They've got rope. Teams are all leaving the score now 11-9. Both teams scoring a power play goal to start the second half. Tony Resch. Corrigan. Take a look at it again. The play goes down to Finneran. He looks for a cutting player back up to Gait. Gait goes over to Nostrit. The rotation couldn't get there fast enough. And watch the left-handed shot just beats Gary. Far corner, a little bit of white, and they find rope. Back to a 2-goal game. Ethan Swat goal. Last 4 goals, 2 for each team. This is the crunch quarter. This is the quarter that emotionally has really taken its toll on Buffalo for the offseason. McAvoy. Last year, in the third quarter of the championship game, Philadelphia threw in everything they shot. Both of these teams last year in the championship scored 16 goals combined in 15 minutes, most of them by Philadelphia. Bates. Shot clock violation against Philadelphia. And now it'll be a fresh line coming in for Buffalo. Look at the 2-goal lead. The crowd trying to get them as much encouragement as possible. Hamley with the wrapped right knee from surgery in the offseason. Hard shot and a goal! Robert Henry, a rookie, wrote. One of the new players, a Native American, makes it a 3-goal game. 12-9, Buffalo back on top.
They just kept missing it, right? That's your job. I trust you.
We're at the odd in Buffalo. Philadelphia trying to climb back into this one. It's a 3-goal lead for Buffalo. This is where either Philadelphia closes the gap or Buffalo can get a little bit of a cushion. Philadelphia feels like they've got better conditioning. They'll look to beat this team late in the third quarter and in the fourth. It'll be a penalty on Cordingley. He'll get 2 minutes. Well, we'll climb the mic down for a moment there. Looks like...
One more time. Okay, Coach Barley. Coach Barley, it's a 2-minute hold. Then he curses the referee. 2 more. And again, he misconduct. Okay? We need a guy to serve his 4. Need a guy to serve his 4. Okay.
Game misconduct, I'll tell you what.
2 minutes for holding. 2 minutes for cursing the referee. And then he
Cordingley is leaving the arena. Number 40 is walking out the door. Cordingley is going out. Number 40 is leaving the arena behind the goal of Geary. He will leave game misconduct. He's going out. Cordingley now walking out the door, folks. And this could change the momentum. Back to Philadelphia. 12-9. We'll be back to the Aud in just a moment. His team, they're up by 3, but now a 2-minute penalty for pushing, a 2-minute penalty for misconduct, and then he's ejected from the game because he exceeded the 10 minutes allowed each player. So he's out of the arena. Troy Cordingley, the 3rd leading scorer for Buffalo last year, is now in the locker room. And boy, does this breathe some life into Philadelphia. Let's see if Buffalo can rise to the occasion with Rosen, some of the new players. Cordingley, again, a veteran that they count on to score. Number 40 is off and out of the arena. And 3 minutes left in the power play for Philadelphia. This is battling with a good-looking Brooks. Gary Gait wants the ball better. That was a shot clock violation. Even though you're a man down, you've got to go ahead and try to get the shot. Meanwhile, Finneran breaks down to get the fast break. So this will be a cat and mouse game. Buffalo will get the ball when they can install. Philadelphia needs a goal. Take advantage of a 4-minute penalty. It'll be triggered by Mrs. Marichek, and this is in the center position. Gary Gait takes a shot, and Geary with a big save. Geary goes back and gets it again. He just puts it way downfield. Watch Tavares! He shot broke! Maybe the best outlet pass we've ever seen. Tavares acknowledging Geary. Tavares giving his credit to where it's due, and that is Geary's outlet pass. Watch Geary. He'll cast this one right up. He only had a very small sliver to hit. Right over Gary Gait. Tavares comes in and beats Piazza one-on-one. Again, Gait can't pull it in. Tavares gets the one-on-one. They're a man down when Tavares scores this very important goal. Whoa, what a goal by Johnny Tavares. Johnny T gets his 5th. Five goals for Tavares, and he has scored when they've needed it. He scored the first 3 goals for Buffalo when nobody else was seen to be on the same field.
You can beat that. We're even straight.
A lot of confusion in the 3rd quarter. Bartley.
We're even straight out there now. I want to tell you that. We're even straight out there. That's better than fucked up rule. Hey!
You can't put 2 minutes?
Tony Resch trying to figure out what's going on. Bartley trying to figure out what's going on.
What time was the goal? What was the time of the goal? What was the time of the goal? Oh, come on. Someone's got to have the time of the goal.
It's about 10 seconds.
No, it's more than that.
15?
Second half smoke from last year in the Mill Championship. The Wings, 47 shots, 19 goals. This was an all-time record. 3rd quarter, they averaged 2 shots and 1 goal every minute and 15 seconds. In the 4th quarter, they outscored the Bandits 7-1. This is the nightmare half that Philadelphia wants to remember, but Buffalo wants to forget. Resch trying to figure out the magic of last year. Corrigan trying to hold this team together when their best defensive player has been hurt. Dallas Elliott hurt himself before the game even started. Score by quarter, you can see Philadelphia controlling quarter number 1. And Buffalo, to their credit, came back. They really got control of their offense with his new players. A 7-2 second quarter, and they have continued to hold the lead with a 3-1 3rd quarter. Flynn against Rich Kilgore, facing off. Is crowded into it now. A big save by Geary. He has looked sensational too. Cowie not on his game, but Geary came in to replace him and has looked very strong. It's still a power play for Philadelphia. They need one big time. Marichek fakes it to Gait. He's still got it. All the way across inside, and they can't get the shot on Geary. Marichek got Paul Gait up top. Paul Gait from the center now, over to the wing. Hard shot goes wide. Gary Gait comes back to get it. Gary Gait with 2 goals on the night. not enough to make up for the 4 goals per game that his brother Paul offered this offense. That might be a problem for Philadelphia this year. Where will the goals come from to make up for Paul Gate? They might come from this man. Gary goes back door, trying to find Nostrand. Finneran can't beat Gary. And a goal, finally. The ball was batted around. And the penalty will be released. Finally, Philadelphia with great pressure gets goal number 9. They're back to within 4. Paul Denikin. Paul Denikin gets his 3rd goal of the game. Ball was being pushed around back there. Finally finds Rope. Big goal for Philadelphia. They had to get one. They had about 4 minutes of a power play that they were in danger of not getting any goals from. This team, though, hustles in great shape. Small team. They've lost Gary Gate. They've lost Rob Sheck from last year. Both guys 6'2", about 215. Loud now comes in. He's one-on-one with Piazza. Light it up. Derek Loud comes right down the cylinder. He beats Flynn, and nobody slides to pick him up. 14-10, Buffalo on a roll. Positive, folks. He still lives. Right now, though, we've got 6 minutes left. Period number 3. Buffalo, 4-goal lead. They came into this second half with a 2-goal lead and have really done a good job of widening the margin, even though Troy accordingly has been ejected from the game. This is Hamling trying to get it down to Hall. Hall is being hammered by Gabrielson, but backed up beautifully. Loud just scored the last goal. He looks for help. Derek Loud trying to go against Martin. This is Hall. Hall comes in, falls down, takes a shot. Picked up beautifully by Piazza. Piazza absolutely soaked from the waist down from all the sweat and perspiration. He's carrying a lot of pads, maybe not in game condition. Can Piazza go the whole way? We'll find out. We know Bill Geary can. He came in the first quarter to replace Ross Cowie for Buffalo, and he has looked sensational. Bartley. Concerned, but not upset. He's got the lead. Philadelphia Rockets won, but gobbled up and bounced back up. Denikin. Far side, McAvoy can't find the net. No rope there. Miller against Hall. Up top, McAvoy, but picked off. And a push ball against Aird.
36, Rob. 36. Robbie, 2 minutes.
So Stu Aird gets a 2-minute penalty to give Philadelphia yet another chance to climb back into this game. It's pretty much
from the rear. 2 minutes.
Christy, what do you have on the sideline?
Well, Leaf, I just wanted to inform you what happened in that last timeout. Tony Resch told his gang, hey, look, we got to string something together here. 4 goals does not make a game. We can do it. We need to string together some offense. We need to string together some defense. And we've got to pick up the ground balls. And, of course, in the power play situation, they're hoping they can capitalize.
And they just missed that chance to get a good shot. Felton comes down. They're a man short. But Piazza makes a huge save. Piazza has looked very good in the nets for a guy who hasn't had much floor time. Trailing player Finneran. Finneran looks for another trailing player. Gate, he can't pick it up. Here comes Veltman. That's maybe where they missed Paul Gate. One area they really missed Paul Gate on the fast breaks. Paul Gate would tend to hang back, and when he goes one-on-one, nobody stops him. He's not here this year. 4 goals per game, missing from the offense. There's Kilgore! Oh, and it comes off the pipe. 2 players couldn't stop him. No rope. This is the young kid, Batley. Lives up in Ontario. Played at UMBC in Maryland. Was a Division I All-American in the field game. Tavares, the veteran, 5 goals on the night. He has been the go-to guy. Here comes a hard shot. Shot clock winding down. That's why that one was uncorked. Well out in front by Rob Henry. Henry played for the national team, the Iroquois team, the Native Americans. A couple of Native Americans on the Buffalo squad, and some of the new players, the rookies have been added to this team are Native Americans. Back door, another goal. Let's see if it's rung up. It is a goal. That'll be the 11th goal for Philadelphia. They score on a power play. Aird is released.
13's got to serve. 13's got to serve. Come on in the box.
Well, you talk about momentum switch. There's the shot and a goal by Nodi. Nostrin puts that one in. He's happy. Another penalty on Buffalo.
13 serves two. The first penalty's wiped out.
Hat trick.
13 stays in. They had a guy in the box. So I got it. Go to your position. Who's got you for a hole? He stays. No, this guy's got 13. He's got 2 minutes. Right. Go in. I'll let you know. What do you call a rough? You call a roughie? Yes, it is. I'm absolutely right. Go to your position. Let me give you the line.
All right, Les Bartley getting a little bit concerned because what's happening is just like the lead Philadelphia had that went away because of penalties. Philadelphia let Buffalo score about 4 power play goals. Well, same thing's happening to Buffalo. Buffalo had the lead, and now 3 straight power play goals for Philadelphia. And they've got a chance for another one.
They didn't have the penalty time off. That's why we had to wait. Here we go, man. Right to your position. Go.
This one on John Rosa, 2-minute penalty. And again, with a 3-goal lead, it gives a chance for Philadelphia to get another shot. Back court on Gary Gate. He wasn't using his head there. Good pressure by Rich Kilgore. And it'll give Buffalo the ball. The veteran Stu Aird gives it off and then cuts in. Look at Aird roll in for the pick and roll. He gave it up to Tavares, back to Kilgore. 20 on the shot clock. They'll try to use up a lot of the shot clock. They are a man down, Buffalo is. Bates trying to get it back. You've got to be careful. Even though they're a man down, they'll get a shot. There's Kilgore, and a big save by the Pizza Man. Piazza blocks it. Here comes Philly. 125 on the penalty. They're down by 3, but 3 straight power play goals, and it could be 4. Shot by Marechek. Big save by Geary. Now the ball goes up and picked off by Flynn. He read it beautifully, but no, here comes Tavares to come back and get it. 1 minute and 6 seconds on the penalty. 20 on the shot clock. Tavares has got room. Veltman, big save. Piazza. Veltman has had a couple shots. He's not been able to find rope. Christie.
Well, I'll tell you what, Lee, these guys on this Philadelphia Wings bench are praying for their pizza man, Andy Piazza. I'll tell you this much, though. Andy Piazza, the goalie, has been coming in for water every chance he can get. He's starting to feel a little bit of that dehydration, but he's got to go the whole way. I asked George, the assistant coach, what they would do if anything, God forbid, should ever happen to Andy in this game. He said, I don't know.
And that's from the coaches, folks. They don't have a backup for pizza. Piazza's in there, and talking about him losing water. His shorts are soaked in the water he's losing. He's played the whole way, not in game condition, because he played behind first-team All-Pro Dallas Elliott. Elliott got hurt in the warm-up. Piazza steps into the nets as a starter only 10 minutes before the game started. He was not prepared. He has been playing sensationally, especially because emotionally he didn't know he'd be in there tonight. 30 saves tonight. That is a great night for Piazza. Player of the year, senior year, Division I, first-team All-American. Marechek now. Gate at the center. Nostrin. Gate. Hard shot. Bounces off the shoulder of Geary. Aird comes in to protect it. This is Hall. Hall looks for the fast break. He's got Veltman as a trailer, but Hall wants to get the shot. Hall can take a shot from there, and he is defensed beautifully by Johnny Nostrin. Veltman will eat up some time. Now the penalty is off. Rosa out of the box. And Buffalo did a great job of turning back maybe the most critical power play opportunity for Philadelphia. They don't get it. Philadelphia does not get the goal. They're still down by 3, and now Buffalo with the ball. Great play by Gary Gate. Fast break all the way. One-on-one, Gary Gate the finish. And a big save by Gary. The save of the night. Whoa. Back to Stewie Aird, and he's hog-tied and pulled down. Volker literally roped and calf and tied up his legs, did everything he could. Tony Resch, a defensive specialist when he played for the Wings, he really loved the defense. But the save of the game was the one Geary made. That was the biggest play of the night, bar none. Here's Aird on the other end of the field after the Geary save, and Volker made no bones about it. Aird was not going to get the shot. They were going to take their chances. Volker comes in and says, no one-on-one, my friend. We'll let you go 5-on-4, but leave the pizza man be. But the biggest play of the game, folks, in my estimation, was the save that they just made on Gary Gait. Geary against Gary Gait, and it was a doozy. His offhand got up and made the save. Veltman finds Gross. The team leader, Veltman, critical in every game. He's got Ropier down low. Look at him. He just finds a little bit of room. What a wingspan he has. Long arms. Watch, they dump it down to him. He reaches out and finds the corner around Piazza, who's getting tired. His 100th career goal. That is a sensationally orchestrated offense that wrapped that shot around the pizza man. Veltman, who works so well with Tavares. Here comes Philadelphia. Volker, bounce shot past Geary. Whoa! Action is heating up. They know that Philadelphia doesn't have much time to get back into it. We're down to 30 seconds in the third period. Buffalo has really controlled, though, the third period, and they lost so poorly in the championship game. It was a nightmare last year. The nightmare is over for Buffalo. Still time for Philly to get back into this. Philadelphia feels that they are better conditioned. They feel they can win the fourth quarter. They'll have to do it to win this game. 9 seconds left. Darius Kilgore wants the last shot. Moving pick is the call. 6 seconds left. Do they have a chance for a shot? Miller looks for an outlet to Gary Gait. Gary Gait gets it with 2-1. Big defensive check by Batley. Buffalo does a great job of controlling it. The fans love it. They lead by 4 going into the fourth. The play of the game so far, Gary Gait, the player on the offensive end for Philadelphia, the best player on offense, comes down one-on-one with Gary. Gary makes an arm save. That would have made it a 2-goal game. It stayed at 3 goals, and moments after that, Veltman scored to give them a 4-goal lead. Geary makes the biggest stop of the night and keeps his team in control. Third quarter stats. Look at the evenness of this game. Shots even, loose balls even, face-offs very, very close. 4 goals were scored by Philadelphia, all of them on power plays. They didn't score any even-up goals. 5 goals were scored by Buffalo, 2 on power plays, 1 short-handed, and 2 in a regular situation. Geary is really hot now. He'll be tough to beat. This is Bat with a young kid. Watch out. Jamie Rogers picks it up, tries to get it in close, can't. Ciccone can't get it either. Gary Gait running him down, and he is mauled. Rosa from Detroit. Rosa's got Veltman up front. Veltman redirects, and Piazza makes the big swipe. Piazza is literally soaked. It looks like his shorts just came out of a swimming pool. He is losing so much water, but he is playing well. Piazza is coming out. They're playing 6-on-5. Piazza is out. It's a delayed call, so now Piazza comes out. They put 6 field players on. It's a delayed call, so Piazza is off the field. 6 field players against 5 for Buffalo. Will try to get an advantage here before the penalty is enforced. And they do. Backdoor. Gary Gait. Easy dunk. It's now a 3-goal game. Well played by Philly. Piazza recognized it right away.
Good. Delay penalty on 15 for slashing. 2 minutes. Wipe out. Make sure he gets credit.
Marechek behind the back to Gait, just like they did at Syracuse, brings Philadelphia back to within 3. We'll be back to the Yard in just a moment. Fourth quarter action from the Yard. Leaf and Christie, 15-12. Buffalo leads, and Philadelphia has time clicking away. Double team against Tommy Marechek. That'll be a penalty against Buffalo. A roughing call against Buffalo. Looks like Johnny Tavares gets the call as we look at The Rock. And with 7 minutes left, 7:30, and a 3-goal lead, Philadelphia has a chance to make it a 2-goal lead. Critical junction in this game. 3 goals can be made up quickly in major indoor lacrosse. And this will be the start of the comeback if it's going to happen. It'll start right here. Johnny Nostrand bounces one off of Geary's helmet. Nostrand starts from the attack wing, the left-hander. Gary Gait up top, triggering back to Nostrand. He's got a big left hand, and again it bounces off of the pipe this time, I think. Nobody touched it, so it'll go to Buffalo. No, now Mallon comes in and says it touched a player.
It hit the pipe. Straight pipe.
Mallon came in from about 60 yards away to overrule a call that was made from about 10 yards away, but Cam Marino wouldn't have any of it. All right, they're saying they inbounded it too quickly.
We're going to start over and smile. There we go.
Veltman now brings the ball up 15-12. 1:35 left on the penalty to Johnny Tavares. It's 4 players. The players, the team that looks like they're man up is really a man down. Buffalo's a man down. Veltman controls up top. They've got 12 seconds left, 10 now on the shot clock. Kilgore wants to get one in close. He might, but no, he's double teamed. Ball. The ball goes to Piazza. Both players down. Here goes Chris Flynn. Finneran to his right. Flynn will shoot from there. No, Finneran with the left hand goes back up top looking for a trailer. They're up 5-4. Picked off in the middle. Finneran with that patented look-away feed. He almost never looks at where he is feeding or shooting. Stewie Air getting around Chris Flynn. Stewie Air about 15 years older than Chris Flynn. Air, tremendous move, gets inside of everybody, and they missed a little bit of a slam dunk. The great veteran Air came up. He is such a smart player, knows exactly where to be. Chris Flynn trying to play defense on him. Now a timeout called by Philadelphia. We'll take a short break when we come back. There'll be 4-on-4 play. There are 2 men in each penalty box. 2 major penalties, one against Govett for Philly, one against Darius Kilgore for Buffalo. They'll serve the rest of the game in the penalty box. Meanwhile, Tom Marechek and Hamley for Buffalo will be coming out in about 10 seconds to even things up 5 against 5. A lot of emotion in this game as Tavares comes in. Tavares launched himself left to right. Couldn't beat Piazza. Now Marechek and Hamley come out. It's 5-on-5. The majors sort of wipe themselves out. The major penalties against Govett and Kilgore. Right now we're playing 5-on-5 in the final 2 minutes. Geary again with a big save. He has been unbeatable. Here comes Hamley. Doesn't want to go against Miller. He will use the clock instead. Look for a trailing player. Couldn't get it. Don't forget, he has that knee surgery. Not as anxious to go into combat as he was last year until that knee gets a little stronger. 4 goals to make up in 1:29. Mathematically possible. And there's the first goal if it's going to happen. Shot from out front. And Nostrand gets one, I believe, to make it now 16-13.
Thank you.
Johnny Nostrand has scored 3 of the last 5 goals for Philadelphia.
Goal scored. We're switching sides.
He's got 4 totals. And that one from well out front. That has been, again, the one shot that has been pretty much of a tough shot to measure for both Cowie and Geary. 4 goals tonight, 3 of the last 5 scored for Philly. And now 1:19 to go as they come rocketing into the sidelines. Brian Hall picks up the loose ball. Time is on their side, obviously, with 1:10 left. Buffalo will just kind of settle things down. If they listen to Les Bartley, maybe they won't. Shot against Piazza. Back to Brian Hall. Fresh shot clock. Less than a minute left. Veltman saying, hold it, hold it, hold it. And here comes the 6th man, the crowded Buffalo, showing their appreciation of this revenge game against the defending champion Philadelphia Wings. He's got rope. New kid Batley finds rope, and what a way to end it up. A rookie comes in gets first blood for him in the Major Indoor Lacrosse League with 37 seconds left. Now a 4-goal margin, 17-13. So Batley, the rookie, puts one in, 37 seconds left. Mathematically impossible now for Philadelphia to win. You'll see a couple of hits out here, a couple of scores settled up, I'm sure, as these teams wind down the final 30 seconds. These have been the teams that represent the cream of the crop in the Major Indoor Lacrosse League over the last 3 years. Fights breaking out a little bit on the sideline. The crowd cheering as the final 15 seconds count down. Batley looking to give it up, finally does. All the way down. They hold it. Playing the clock under 6. Final shot. The crowd wants a final shot. 1-0. That'll do it. The Bandits come back to win home against the defending world champions, 17-13. We'll be back to the yard in just a moment.